My girlfriend thought I was faking my allergy and tried testing me by purposely putting those walnuts in the brownies, so I am shutting the door and made her single. Me and my girlfriend have been together for almost a year. We have had a great relationship until this event recently. We're both in college, and we had a Friendsgiving event to go to with our group. It was a potluck sort of thing. Everyone brings your own dish. I brought mac and cheese and my girlfriend also made some brownies. I'm only mentioning this because it's relevant, but I am deathly allergic to walnuts. My girlfriend knows this. If she gets me food she makes sure there's none in whatever she brings, and I usually ask again just in case as a reminder because you would be surprised what has what in it. Later at the party, I was going to go over to have one, and I asked her to make sure there were no walnuts and she said there weren't. I went ahead and ate one. Then I began to feel a bit dizzy and nauseous. I went over to my girlfriend and mentioned I didn't feel so well, asking again about walnuts or cashews in the brownie, and she said no. She said I was fine and to just enjoy the party. Then I realized I was starting to break out into hives and my throat was itching and realized I was having a reaction. At this point, I felt my tongue start to swell up and I could feel my airway getting smaller, which is extremely scary as it means I was going into anaphylactic shock. I asked her for my EpiPen. Usually keeps it in her purse when we go places since I don't have a bag, but she said it was in the car and ran out to get it. I used it on myself and had to go to the hospital. It was really embarrassing because I basically unalived the party for everyone. But everyone was just glad I turned out okay. This is where there's a problem. I didn't eat anything at that party except the apple cider and that brownie. I asked my girlfriend about it again and she broke down crying saying she did put them in there as it was in the recipe but forgot when I asked. Apparently she remembered after I had to go to the hospital and felt really embarrassed it took so long to remember and didn't want to tell me. I feel like she's lying to me. She never buys anything or cooks with walnuts. She said she hates them, but then she puts them in brownies and then forgets she did after asking her twice and saying I'm going to eat them. She has known I'm deathly allergic ever since we started dating and I just don't get how she forgot twice, especially if she literally made them 2 hours before. The problem is if she did it on purpose that literally makes no sense either. I don't see why she would ever do something like that, but I also don't see how it could be an accident. I'm just very confused and concerned. In all honesty, I really like her but I'm tempted to leave after that because the whole ordeal was very scary and I can't help but blame it on her, but I'm also scared I'm overeating and maybe it really was an accident. I'm just not sure. My best guess is she doubted the severity of my allergy and put the walnuts in the brownies to prove her point in a really stupid way. I'm going to sit down and talk with her, and if this is the case, I'm going to break up with her. I called her and said I wanted to talk with her later today. Update: when I got there, we sat down and began talking about it. I asked her about what I said above, and she vehemently denied it. I started to relist off all the stuff that happened and said I don't believe her. I also mentioned how she's forgetting that planned or not, she almost unalived me. She began going on this weird rant and got angrier and angrier and began calling me crazy for thinking she's even capable of that. I held my ground and calmly said I still don't believe her. That's when she started breaking down and sobbing. She was sitting next to me at the time, and kind of threw herself into my arms. She didn't even say anything, she just sat there and sobbed. I felt bad so I let her. I told her that I had been thinking, and while I don't believe her, it almost didn't matter because now I can never truly feel secure around her knowing she could forget something that could literally cost me my life. That was when she began trying to initiate intimacy with me. I turned her down and told her I'm breaking up with her before walking out of the room and driving home. I have been in an emotionally abusive relationship before. She knew what she was doing when she tried that. She never admitted to adding the walnuts in on purpose, but the way she acted when she realized I wouldn't budge almost confirmed it for me. Still, I really wish she outright admitted it for closure because breaking up with her sucks. I know it's easy to look at this story and say I'm better off, but I really was happy dating her for almost a year and now I'm completely alone. I'm not sure why she did it or thought it would be worth proving a point, but I guess I just have to be okay with that.